All right, Mr.
Did it once before.
We need an audio
We did
track
it
here,
again.
please.
I've
Can
reached
we get your help on
99%.
this one? This is Carrier Sunday. Sure, I can help out. Shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I was just wondering, did you want us to leave the mistakes in, or should we delete them? Because I think we're on like take 6 right now. Um, this is Grizzle's Den Gingerbread Village. We're gonna do some work on that. And this here is a clipboard that I was trying a couple different things out with. As you can see, that's the old Alice Frontier area. So this is an old clipboard clip that I brought in. And there's part of what I've been working on. That's a gingerbread uh, facility I built in the clipboard. And that's what this is. What happened was I'd put a clip together. I had a couple different audio clips in there, but I was getting to the point that we had too many and it was going to let me put any more in. So I ended up exporting it. I think I exported a couple.
Dramatic
Here we go. Listen. I will hand the mic over to Mr. Voiceover. I already got it. There should be a dramatic pause coming up. But what I did though is that was it. I'm not,
What?
I'm nothing to throw out with the garbage, but at the same time, you
No.
see the same person day in and day out.
Yeah,
It
they get
gets
tired of you.
You know,
That's an old
Well,
audio track
I
from
made a
a couple
commitment.
of clips ago.
Yeah,
How
that's
did it
what
get
it's
in
all
here?
about. The commitment, the
Uh,
promise.
Nothing
Made a
to
promise.
throw with the trash, but.
I don't
All right,
know what
Mr.
that was
Voiceover,
about.
you can take over now.
I already got it taken over. But like I said, this is we're building the gingerbread facility. I tried to do some of this on the PC, and I do have a little built up on the PC, so that way I was able to come into here on the PlayStation. I had a better idea what I was gonna do, and like I said, it was on a clipboard. I put the merry-go-round inside the building, and it's kind of like the first attempt to do this. And what I've been working on is building areas that have like observation places where guests can stop and they can sit or they can watch whatever's going on, and you can like put a stunt show, because you have animatronics you can do with stunts, do different stunts. One of my friends, he showed me some of the stuff he put together using like a Western shootout theme. Oh man, it was excellent. I think he's talking about changing it up though, but that's the whole thing about these is they're always in change. You're always fixing and tweaking, and that's just Grizzle Den Speedway is pretty much finished, but I can go back in there and throw in some more foliage and maybe do some more stuff. But I think we're going to focus here on the Gingerbread Village. And this is the start. I'm putting in lights now. And what we did though, like I said, is we exported it. That kept the original soundtrack with the dramatic pauses in them. And because I wanted to keep that part, but I wasn't able to put in a main track because I was at too many. I think we were at 10 audio tracks, and I think that's the limit. So that's when I exported it, brought it back in. I think I did it a couple times, exported, brought it back in. So that way I get that clip, I keep that audio track that I had to start with, and then I can put this audio track in underneath or above it, or combine it with. So there's music playing in the background, but there's also music on the main track. So and sometimes that echo is like that's how that came about. I had done it, I exported it once, I brought it in, put that clip back in without messing with the audio track, so the clip had the same audio track and they were offset just a hair. And that's, well, you can hear the prairie dog family in the background there. That's because these are clips I created, and then I brought them back in and sped them up about 4 times to get. Well, we're at 1450, which is under 15 minutes. Is what we try to keep our clips under. And that way we can post them without having to buy premium time or be monthly payment to be a premium. So I just use the regular 15 minutes. It's long enough anyway. Pretty much anything more than 15 minutes can be a little bit long. And, but see, here we go. See, this is the new park. And like, I use an Arctic. I got some stuff going in the background. Hold on a second. I'll turn it down. There we go. I have the studio drummer going. I have Mr. Editor on one screen. I have the face on the other screen. And in the middle, I have my PlayStation. And so Mr. Voiceover is doing a lot of the work that you see off camera. If you see Mr. Editor, if they get some shots of him work, and then off camera is Mr. Voiceover. When we speed it up, like if we do some stuff in the studio, maybe getting some footage of Mr. Editor at his workstation, then what we can do is we can take that, speed that up, and that creates that voice of Andy the Prairie Dog, which it does the design work, which is Mr. Editor, just speeding him up a little bit. So the Prairie Dog individual working at the desk would be Andy. When you're in the park, like right now, you hear that would be Alex. Alex is doing the work in the park, putting together stuff that him and Andy have discussed, and they played around a little bit on the clipboard. Here we're taking away some of this foliage. It's such a long pathway, and it was like trying to figure out what to do, because the guests can't do much until they actually enter the park. So that's that long entrance, and what do you do with that? Just leave it blank? Nah, you can't leave it blank. So that's why I started working on this. Well, the first time I used this, I created that sleigh ride off to the left there, and that's where I started with that one. And well, now I'm working on a facility to the right of the pathway, and that will be my gingerbread merry-go-round. I have to come up with a name for it. World Spice or something like that. We'll have to come up with something using a gingerbread kind of thing, maybe. Let's see. Around the gingerbread house? Around the gingerbread. No, it's a merry-go-round. We'll leave it at merry-go-round. We'll come up with different names for stuff. I was thinking about trying to build the bridge type thing here yet, but I think I'll hold off. I might use gingerbread little pieces that create like maybe a gingerbread to go across. But that's the entrance to the merry-go-round. So the guests will enter there, they'll come up, they'll line up, and they'll be part of the entrance, see? So I can create that into like a structure. Yeah. And then as long as it's not in the pathway itself, the people will walk underneath, not through it. And so I'll create something there. As you said, bringing a gingerbread around and then closing the merry-go-round. It turned out pretty cool. I actually, well, you'll see. I did a lot of work on this, and there's a lot more to go. But it's a good start, and I'm trying to figure out what to do inside some of these little buildings, but we'll figure something out. We'll put something in there. I don't like to leave them empty. And so we're at 9:17, 9:18.
We are at our audio export.
Yes, we are.
We're at our audio limit. And
We are.
do an export.
We
so
already
we can
did.
Put in the main audio track.
We brought
I
it
think
back
we'll
in.
just run it over this.
We are.
But, I hear.
Yes,
I
sir.
see a pause coming. Hold on.
Hold on. Ah, that's a little better pause. See, because the original soundtrack.
Hey, he left in a
That's
dramatic
him.
pause.
Yeah, I know, we did. That's why I had to export it and bring it back in so we can keep
I
those.
think what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll export it
You already did?
In the pauses that way.
Twice.
It will be embedded in the clip.
This is not the
We can
original
go back
video.
in, and then we'll do one long audio track.
We have some music
Top, back.
embedded.
But first,
We have
we
the.
have to get it down to 1458.
Yeah, but we did that. We're at 1450 right now.
Prairie dog.
We gotta work and.
Take care of it, will ya? We need
Yeah, we did already.
1458.
Yeah.
Export it, bring it in.
Wait till you
then we'll do
just watch
one
the whole thing. Wait till you
audio
get to
track.
the end. You'll see.
The whole thing.
We did an excellent job. The
Hey,
build.
okay, that's a good
was-
idea. We can put in a couple more audio tracks.
We already did.
Then export it, or do you want to export it now?
We did already. That's
Go
what
ahead,
this is.
export it now. Do the.
That's why you sound like you're in the
1458.
basement.
Hey, we're
Yeah.
doing some voice acting here.
Yeah, we
we'll
sure
be
are.
back. We're going to export this.
You
and
should
then we'll
wait
do
till we
one
get
more.
to the end.
Uh,
Like I said, I
just
did a
another
little bit
show.
of a.
We'll do that.
Well, we
with Andy.
We slowed down
Him
one
in the
or
background.
two clips, and well, when you
Hey,
slow
Andy,
it down,
there he is.
hey Andy, hey. Alex is in the park. Alex is actually doing the work, which is Mr. Editor in reality. But when we speed it up, and if he's on the headset or on the mic, then his voice gets sped up, and that's the sound of Alex the prairie dog. So when Mr. Editor's in the studio and we got stuff it's sped up, and that's Andy. And when we got the park owner actually doing work in the park and we speed it up, that would be Alex. And then Mom's the silent partner. She's the one that approves everything. I think we've established the storyline on that already. So we'll move on to something new so that we don't overdo it and then get bored with it. Look at I'm learning different ways of doing pathways. There's like I said, I did a little bit of work trying to create like a bleacher area where there's benches and seats and stuff people could actually sit at. And then I was going to put something on one side so as if they're sitting there actually watching a show or something like that. With all the different cars and stunts and the stunt people and all the different things within the game itself, you can create these little shows and stuff. My friend did. I went to his place. Well, he invited me, and he took me around and he showed me his park. And it's excellent job. And he's got a lot to go yet, but he's doing good. And that's all part of it. It's a learning process. It's like you start out with simple, basic things, and then when you kind of master it, then you move on to something else and say, well, if I could do that, maybe I can do this. Then you start putting little pieces, bits and pieces together. Like I've created 3 or 4 different lampposts so that it's not all the same lamppost. Each park would have maybe a different lamp type of that, but you can use that same lamppost throughout the park and carry that theme through. So if you like, well, you don't have to either. You can change every lamppost to look different. And here I'm trying to put an establishment up on that level, so people coming out of the merry-go-round can get something to eat, get a balloon, or get a hat. I put a couple different facilities up there, and that's what I'm working on now, is installing those. And it's a little trickier to try to install it on the ground, trying to get it to line up when it's up in the air. Like this, see there, I grabbed the. Now we're connected. Oop, lost it. That's what makes it a little tough.
That audio track up, so I slid it to the back here.
We
had
at
to
the
do
end?
something with it.
Yeah, we are to the end there.
Transitions.
Okay, we're coming up to the scripted part.
We can adjust the transitions.
We're gonna have to.
Keep our clips at 1450.
It's already on there, so I won't have to do
We're
it.
at 1454, which is
So I'm gonna have to say, fill that in all, Chris. This is Mr. Voiceover. Thank you for
enough
watching,
put one
and
audio
we
track
got a
in.
good start
We
on
got enough audio tracks.
Grizzle's Den, Gingerbread Village. Thank you for watching. Here's the end. That's not a problem, Laura. I exported it, brought it back in. We'll do one audio and the script clip. Cut, print, and post. Put it in the can on the shelf. From ELA Studio and Sons, fill that in, all, Grizz. Thank you for watching. Hey, we got it to fit.